Hello everyone. We are coming near to the end of Book 2, and the stories are getting more and more exciting. 我们的第二册书快学完了，我们的故事也越来越精彩了。Listen to the title of Lesson 95, A Fantasy, 纯属虚构. That already promises a fascinating story awaiting us. What could it be about? Well, you shall find that out yourself.But I assure you, you won't get disappointed. 我向大家保证，你不会失望的。Okay, let's start with the keywords and expressions. Fantasy, ambassador, frightful, fire extinguisher, dryly, embassy, heaven, basement, definitely, post, shot. 从这些生词来看，我们将要听到的幻想故事与某位大使和他的大使馆有关。好了，我就不多卖关子了，下面我们直接进入课文来欣赏动画。当然，4个问题还是必不可少的。来看看问题。Why did his wife get a shock when the ambassador returned home for lunch? 当大使回家吃午饭的时候，为什么他的妻子大吃一惊？ According to the ambassador, how did his clothes get into a mess? 据大使自己说，他的衣服怎么会弄得一团糟？ What was he going to do to host?他准备如何处置 host? How did he explain the big hole in his hat? 他又是如何解释他帽子上的那个大洞的？
When the ambassador of Escalopia returned home for lunch, his wife got a shock. He looked pale, and his clothes were in a frightful state. "What has happened?" she asked.How did your clothes get into such a mess?
A fire extinguisher, my dear, answered the ambassador dryly. University students set the embassy on fire this morning.
Good heavens! Exclaimed his wife. And where were you at the time?
I was in my office, as usual,answered the ambassador. The fire broke out in the basement. I went down immediately, of course, and that fool, Horst, aimed a fire extinguisher at me. He thought I was on fire. I must definitely get that fellow posted.
The ambassador's wife went on asking questions.When she suddenly noticed a big hole in her husband's hat. "And how can you explain that?" she asked.
"Oh, that," said the ambassador. "Someone fired a shot through my office window. Accurate, don't you think? Fortunately, I wasn't wearing it at the time. If I had been,I would not have been able to get home for lunch."
这真是一个天方夜谭般的故事。If you were the wife of that ambassador, would you believe his story? 如果你是那位大使的妻子，你会相信大使的话吗？ But it's a nice story in itself. Now back to our questions. Have you got your answers ready now? 一起来看看。第一个问题。Why did his wife get a shock when the ambassador returned home for lunch? Because he looked pale and his clothes were in a frightful state. 因为大使面色苍白，而他的衣服又乱七八糟的。第二个问题 According to the ambassador, how did his clothes get into a mess? 回答是 University students set the embassy on fire that morning, and a clerk named Horst aimed a fire extinguisher at him, thinking that he was on fire. 据大使说，那天早上，大学生把大使馆放火烧了，而一个叫做 host 的小职员又把灭火器对准了大使。第3个问题 ，What was he going to do to Horst? He was going to get Horst posted. 他准备把 Horst 给打发走。最后一个问题 ，How did he explain the big hole in his hat? He said someone fired a shot through his office window. 他说有人向他的办公室窗户放了一枪。If what the ambassador said was true, his embassy would certainly be the most dangerous place in the world, and that morning would certainly be the unluckiest moment for his embassy. 大使所言如果不虚的话，那么他的大使馆真的是世界上最不安全的地方了，而那一天早上也真的是他的大使馆最糟糕的时候了。现在让我们来看看课文中的语言点。好，我们从这句话开始。How did your clothes get into such a mess? Get into a mess 的意思是搞得一团糟。我们还可以说 something is in a mess。请多看2个例句。Her hair was in a terrible mess. 她的头发乱七八糟的。The U.S. economy is now in a mess. 美国的经济现在一片混乱。课文中还有这句话 ：A fire extinguisher, my dear. Fire extinguisher 的意思是灭火器。与救火相关的词，我们不妨多看几个。Fire drill 是火灾逃生演练。Fire engine 消防车。Fire escape 云梯。Firefighter 消防员。顺便说一句，把与某一个主题相关的词集中在一起，是一个很好的迅速扩大自己词汇量的办法。现在我们来看课文中的第3个语言点。University students set the embassy on fire this morning. Set on fire 或者 set fire to 的意思是放火烧什么。又比如 He set fire to the church. 他放火烧教堂。A small hut was set on fire. 有人放火烧一个小棚子。这句话承载了课文的第4个语言点。Good heavens! Exclaimed his wife. Good heavens, 或者单说 heavens, 是英语中很常用的感叹词，表示惊讶的语气，大致相当于汉语的天哪。英语中常用的感叹说法还有 My God, My goodness. 另外，人们也常说 For heaven's sake 或 For God's sake 来表示一种不耐烦的语气，或者表示强调。比如 For God's sake, don't tell anyone. 看在上帝的份上，千万别告诉任何人。For heaven's sake, leave me alone. 看在老天爷的面子上，你就让我一个人待一会儿吧。人们也可以说 Thank God, Thank goodness, Thank heavens 等，来表达如释重负的心情。比如 We were finally driving back to Cambridge. 我们最后总算是驱车返回剑桥，谢天谢地。Thank heavens, the film only lost an hour. 谢天谢地，那电影只持续了1个小时。下面来看课文中的第5个语言点。The fire broke out in the basement. Break out 的意思是突然爆发。又比如 Fierce fighting broke out between rival groups. 敌对双方之间展开了激烈的战斗。War broke out in Europe on August 4th. 8月4号，战争在欧洲爆发。现在是课文中的最后一个语言点。That fool, Horst, aimed a fire extinguisher at me. Aim at 的意思是把什么瞄准谁。请多看一个例句。He aimed at the wall and squeezed the trigger. 他瞄准了墙面，扣动了扳机。这个词组还可以引申为以什么为目标的意思。请看相关的2个例句。We are aiming at a higher production level. 我们的目标是提高生产水平。A flood of propaganda was aimed at strengthening the sense of obligation. 这一轮宣传攻势的目的是加强这种义务感。好，课文中的语言点我们就讲到这儿。本课出现了多种时态，可以说是各种时态的大汇总。在第2册书就要结束的时候，我们正好可以趁此机会盘点一下我们所学过的时态。好，看看课文中出现了哪些时态。What has happened? She asked. How did your clothes get into such a mess? 这句话虽然不长，却出现了现在完成时、一般过去时这样2种时态。再请看课文中这句话 ：Someone fired a shot through my office window. Accurate, don't you think? Fortunately, I wasn't wearing it at the time. 有人向我的办公室窗户开枪，相当准，你不觉得吗？好在我当时没有戴帽子。这句话出现了一般过去时、一般现在时和过去进行时3种时态。If I had been, I would not have been able to get home for lunch. 在这句话中，条件状语从句用的是过去完成时，而主句用的是过去将来完成时，它们合起来构成了虚拟语态的表达。好，这就是我们对课文中一些比较有代表性的时态的总结。在这一篇课文中，我们看到了一个不幸的大使和他不幸的大使馆。有一个相关的问题，请大家考虑。Why do people who want to make a protest sometimes attack a foreign embassy? 有的时候，人们为了表示抗议，为什么去袭击大使馆呢？ Do you think this form of protest can be justified? Why or why not? 你认为这种抗议方式合理还是不合理呢？好的，that's all for this lesson. Thank you and see you next time.